All right, we're back. A little bit different view this time. Back on Zoom. Uh, what's up, Font? How you doing, buddy?
Sick,
Sick as
sick,
sick as
man.
a motherfucking dog, dude.
Yeah. That's the reason, guys, why we're not in studios because I'm like kind of getting over strep. Like I just started taking my medication for it. I still feel like absolute shit though. You probably hear my voice is like mad hoarse. Uh, yeah, it just hasn't been a fun like couple of days for me. It actually, you know what? It was actually all downhill after I left MetLife Stadium when after the Giants won. So I traded my health for the Giants winning a football game. I don't really know if I like that trade.
Dude, I forgot that you were at the game. That was a good game to go to.
Yes, actually it was. I was
Pretty.
shocked. Shocked.
You got lucky.
I
So
did.
yeah, this will be probably like a one time thing. I mean, who knows? Come winter, snow, shit. I mean, obviously the studio is nice, and we'll be in there as much as possible. But every now and then we gotta hop on Zoom, do some shit late. It is what it is. We'll be here, but no matter what, we're gonna keep trying to record on Wednesdays and have it
Yeah.
out Thursdays. So we're back. I'm honestly feeling like kind of dog shit too. I'm so like overwhelmed by school. It's been a fucking
Yeah.
it's been a fucking
It's about
disaster.
it's right about that. It's right about that time. Right about that time when that shit starts happening.
I feel like bad about talking poorly about my school, about everything that's gone on the last few months there, but like I got screwed by schedules and I've just had the most, and I got put in with the most difficult professor, and I am just fucking doing the most busy, tedious, stupid shit work, and it's just overwhelming and it's fucking dumb as shit. But um, it's just
Who
like
who do you have? Well, if you don't want to give the name
I'm,
out on
I'm
the
not
pod.
saying it. I'm not saying his
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. Tell me later.
Um, there's two. Anyway, so for the most part, you'll find me. You'll catch me on the podcast. You'll catch me on Twitter, but the blogs are gonna be put to rest for a little bit. We got some young pups that can do it for a little bit. Um, by the time we're listening to this, Trey's back from Vegas, so Trey will be back. No cheese for 2 weeks. It's the first time since I've been here where he missed a week. Never mind two. But
Yeah, well, I think special circumstances he was
oh
living
yeah,
it up.
fully warranted. In case anyone wants to know, he's alive. Um,
he is
he's
indeed
alive.
alive.
He's alive and living his best life. He's had some tough freaking. Why is my Slack ringing? So annoying.
Your
Pause
Slack's
notification.
ringing?
Dude,
Mine don't do that.
for 2 hours. Stop notifications. Yeah. Pa, pa, pa. A side note, I don't know if you've been watching. Have you seen the Slack commercials?
Yes, I have seen
Bro,
Slack commercials.
every time that commercial starts and ends, it has the message sound, and I just look up, like look at my computer, look at my phone. It's like
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like like what do we need?
You're like, God,
Dude,
fucking
what's going
TV.
on? Yeah, especially since I downloaded the app on my phone. All right, jam-packed show. We'll do some baseball, a lot of baseball, definitely some NFL. I have my first winning week in pick 'em a while, but I went wasn't a good week for Creek's Corner. That's all I'm gonna say in the gambling
Yeah.
world. Fucking disgusting performance by I lost the teaser pretty bad because Chiefs didn't score points and neither did the Ravens, right? Like I don't know, whatever.
No,
The
the
most important news that come out of baseball this last week is not the World Series.
no,
No,
no, it's not.
no one gives a fuck about the Atlanta
I
Braves
actually,
and
I
the
actually feel
Houston
like nobody,
Astros.
nobody cares about this
Dude,
like World Series at all.
I just
Like,
read
I really,
a
yeah.
bunch of headlines where it's like this is baseball's biggest nightmare, like the cheaters versus like the racists. It's like, all right, people, like
Okay,
I don't
oh my God,
I don't like the Braves either, but I mean, come on,
the team that the Braves themselves. Okay,
yeah.
the Braves themselves are not racist.
It's the one thing I kind of agree with Manfred on. He spoke about yesterday. Whatever. Side note: no one gives a fuck about the World Series. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is talking about the latest freaking drama in the New York Yankees clubhouse.
Because of course, there's always drama in
You
our
got
fucking clubhouse
you got
nowadays.
you got the ace, the one who was promised Yankee now, then now forever, whatever the hell you want to call him, Garrett Cole, dude who couldn't even get through 3 innings of a wild card game
Should be. Yankee was see ya later, never again.
is
But
beefing with. The best part about this is it's arguably two of the most unlikable people. Like Gardy, if you're a Yankees fan, you love him, but on the outside, you're like he's just like the biggest like hardo. Like he just loves to bang his bat on the dugout now. Like he sucks at baseball. So the fact that the two of them are just going at it in the
yeah,
fucking
I mean, like
dugout is so funny.
the only reason that we like Gardy is like it's very conditional. Like if Gardy is like the fifth outfielder and I don't have to see him every day and he just fills in every here and there, I'll love him. The problem is when he's playing every day, yeah, I don't like him so much.
And Tristan clipped that last week. I mean, we had a little rant about that last time, but I mean,
Yeah.
even still, I mean, and the thing that Brian Gardner is just the only Yankee left from 2009.
Yes, that's the
He
thing. He's
so
our only
what
connection to that
so
World
what
Series.
when they write about Brian Gardner, fucking not Brian Gardner, Brett Gardner right now, they're talking about it's Brett Gardner, comma, the only remaining link from the 2009 World Series championship, comma, not Brett Gardner, baseball player, outfielder. Like he's just like a locker room guy. Like he got his like
That's all he
7 seconds of fame
That's all he
again.
is.
Yeah, a clubhouse guy, whatever. So him playing a prank on Garrett Cole and it not going over well is
I thought
one
it
of
was funny.
is so
I thought it was
fucking
funny.
funny.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. I
But,
thought like the prank itself was great.
but do you think is like there's any like backfire from this? Like you think this trickles down into the season, or you think this is like we're just hearing about this now and it's over with already?
Oh no. We definitely this definitely has already been resolved and whatever. But
You think it's been resolved? I think it becomes even if it was resolved, as soon as it becomes public, it's unresolved.
I think it was resolved already. I mean, like obviously now they're going to be getting questions on it or whatever. But I think Garrett Cole is just a
Just a
big
fucking
a
weirdo.
bit. He's a big freaking pussy, to be quite honest with you, and he needs to lighten the hell up. I mean, like just because he got made the poster boy for the spider tack stuff, and it's not because anybody like wanted to do that to him. He did that to himself. For first of all, knowing damn well that he was going to get asked questions about the spider tack, because
Crying on the podium about
that's what
it.
everybody, almost every pitcher got asked that same question that day. The problem was you were completely unprepared for it. That's why you got made the poster boy for that whole thing. And then on top of it, now he's fighting with Brett Garner. He's so mad about the prank of Brett Garner walking around with looking for pine tar or whatever he was doing, whatever he was doing. Uh I think Garrett Cole needs to lighten the fuck up. Like seriously, it's a joke, dude. And honestly, you haven't you like not only me sitting here saying you haven't done shit for the Yankees. No, you've actually like just made like our problems a lot worse. You go out in a wild card game. You're supposed to be $300 million pitcher, blah blah blah, ace. And I mean, what you did was absolutely. I mean, what your performance was nothing to write home about. Like two and a third innings, 3 runs, and you couldn't find your fastball all night in a
Tough.
in a playoff game. And you know what? I'm sorry, but
Can't be the ace and go less than 3 innings in a do or die game.
no,
Can't happen.
no.
Can't
I
happen.
know that he's supposed to be the ace, but I'm sorry, he's clearly not the ace. He's a bum. He's a bum. Right now, Garrett Cole's on the top of my shit list.
Mm.
I would also like to say this too.
Above Aaron Boone?
Okay, maybe not that high. Okay, Aaron Boone won. Brian
Yeah,
Cash.
give me your full top 5 Yankee shit list right now.
Top 5 Yankee shit list. And this is going to be in order, one through 5. Or
Yes,
I'll go
top
5.
being the
How
highest.
about I go top? Yeah, I'll go 1 being the highest. Aaron Boone, Brian Cashman, Hal, Garrett Cole, and man, my 5th. I don't even know if I got a 5th right now.
But your list is wrong because Hal needs to be up top because Hal is the one that should have got rid of Boone. And Cashman, I go back and forth on because he obviously has
you could swap Hal for Boone.
Like in any
Yeah,
bad
I mean, like,
baseball
you could-
team
you
or
could
any
do that.
any
You
failing
could do
baseball franchise, the owner always gets to top lane because they're not spending the money and they're not making the decisions. That was the way the Wilpons got it forever. That's the way. I mean, Steve Cohen's literally on the team less than a year almost, and he's still getting that fucking treatment right now. So, before we get to the Mets, I have a lot to talk about with them. I don't know if it was the same article or like maybe 24 hours later, the Joey Gallo screenshot started going around Twitter, and he gets
That was so
dressed.
funny.
He
That was
gets
so
dressed in
funny.
a certain way, and they were getting made fun. He was getting made fun of for it, and or like they're like, the sentence I read was, "Superstitions are off cool, but when you're hitting 144 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like."
yeah. It was like it was just the wording of it was making it seem like him dressing weird was why
I
he
can read it now.
sucks.
I don't know.
Was like why he sucks. Which that I thought was hilarious. And I thought that what he said was funny. He goes, he was like, I forgot what exactly he said, but he basically was like, he was like, so you're saying I suck because I dress weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Gallo was back on Twitter about it. Just funny. I just like can't imagine being a. And I understand that, especially baseball is so superstition based and like you do things in order, and I get that when things are going good, you keep doing those things and etc. I'll never understand baseball on that level, but like I just can't imagine being a grown man and like putting my socks on and then I put my pants on and be like, you know what, like my sock isn't at the right angle. I have to get completely undressed and do it again, and I'm gonna be late to warm up for my sport that I get paid millions of dollars to do. Like, if it takes you a half hour to get dressed and get to the clubhouse a half hour earlier, you can't be late.
Yeah, no, that's just like
Imagine, like I can't. I coach wrestling, and if one of my kids was like, "Hey, coach, sorry I'm late," like I was getting dressed, I'm like, okay,
I'm sorry,
whatever. Like,
but what do you got to get dressed? You
like
have one article of clothing to
Like,
put
like
on.
look around. The rest of your team got ready, like in time. Like what? And especially if you're a major leaguer, you literally it's not. And those kids have school, like maybe they had extra help or something, whatever. Like you're a major league player. Your job is to work out, show up to the field on time, get dressed accordingly, go warm up,
Mm-hmm.
go hit baseballs.
Yep.
So he was only doing one of those five things correctly, getting dressed apparently. So it was just a funny story. Just the Yankees are just dominating baseball headlines. It's maybe it's just in our little like stupid Twitter.
They've literally gone fishing like 3 weeks ago and they're dominating headlines for what reason? I don't know.
And maybe this is just in my circle, but the Mets are definitely on top of headlines too. In case you guys were wondering, the Mets have been linked to 5 baseball president of baseball operations.
Oh, I
So,
wanted to say this too,
so
but you go
far,
first.
and they're 0 for 5. The most recent guy, I actually erased his name from my notebook because it no longer matters. Um, Turns out the Mets were denied permission to speak with this guy by the owner. Now,
Oh, is it the Brewers guy?
yeah. Now, the fact that in any world I have to ask permission to speak to someone, like, hey, it's just like it's such a stupid fucking idea because like you're in a talent and results based industry. Like, why can't I go pay the Brewers? I can't even offer the Brewers executive more money than, and he took an extension in Milwaukee because he was denied the opportunity. So the Mets didn't even speak to him because the Brewers owner denied it.
Mm.
So they're not even allowed to speak to the guy, not even allowed to interview a very like viable candidate. And listen, whether this guy is gonna be the guy or not, it doesn't matter. The fact that you have to ask someone like everyone's gonna say no. If you're smart, you say no because you don't want your good coaches leaving. Like, I mean, maybe you're an asshole and no one's going to come work for you. But you're not like recommending your assistant coaches and stuff like that. And that's a whole different, moral issue. But like, why should Steve Cohen have to ask the Brewers owner to talk to someone like below him? I don't know. To me, the whole fucking process is so stupid.
Yeah, that's how I'm pretty sure that's how it is for like every sport though, to be honest. Like I know, like I think it's almost the same thing for the NFL.
I'm sure it is. And the idea is still the same. Like, it's dumb. Like, I
It
don't
is
know.
dumb though. I agree because it's not like they're not on the same basis as like players are, where players legit
Like,
have to like.
think about if Eric Bieniemy was if the Chiefs were like, no, you can't interview or talk to him.
Oh
So,
God, that'd
so
be
well, obviously
terrible.
it'd be a PR disaster and everything
Yeah.
like that. But like then you're going to keep your offensive coordinator there. I mean, he's going to be unhappy and he might not like give you his best effort, but
Yep.
you're going to keep arguably one of the best offensive coordinators in sports on your team. Obviously, the enemy is a different situation this year, but we're talking about, you know, we're in a time zone where time capsule
Yeah.
where this season's results don't count. But I don't know. It's just it's a disaster. We're 0 for 5. I don't know who's left at this point.
Yeah, I don't really know who else is out there. Like I literally was running out of names after, like, I knew the guy from the Dodgers that I heard about, but he got promoted, and so the Dodgers were basically like, yeah, no, that's not happening, and they promoted him. Billy Bean, I know, said no. And
Theo,
those are like two of the names that I just had, and the
Theo,
Brewers guy, that was three of them, and I'm like, okay.
Theo said no because apparently he wanted a 10% stake in the team. I think you
Yes,
told me that.
yes, and that's what I heard about Theo, is he wanted a 10% stake in the team, and Stevie Cohen was like, "You're crazy. I just spent like $4 billion on this team. You're not taking 10% of it." Um, but I did hear something today. I was listening to
Don't bring up the Chris Christie thing. Do not bring it up. Is that what you're going to bring up?
on Moose and Maggie. Did you
I
hear
didn't.
that?
I didn't hear them talk
Okay,
about it.
okay, okay.
I'm
Because
glad I did not hear Maggie talk about it because that is my least favorite show on WFAN by a fucking landslide. But
that's what I heard. That's what I was hearing
I
about the Chris Christie thing.
I saw it on Twitter that Chris Christie is now a board member of the Mets
He's actually been the board member since
since
February.
February, and his son is a scout in
He,
the Mets. And
not only a scout, he's a director of amateur and international scouting. I didn't know I didn't know that.
for all I know, it's a fake title, and he doesn't have.
Gotta be.
He has a fake job,
Gotta be.
and
Gotta be. Has to be.
it's just like someone to keep, someone he's keeping the politicians happy. The weird thing is, like, Steve Cohen lives in Connecticut. Like, what's your ties to Jersey? Your team's in New York, and you live in Connecticut. Like, go support Bobby V for mayor.
The thing that I took away from, well, they were talking about because there's this other thing going into it, that his board of directors apparently is like comprised of all guys from the hedge fund and Chris Christie.
Guess what? I don't care. They're fucking rich as fuck, probably. They know how to win. They're gonna do whatever it takes to win.
I just heard this process is weird as hell. Like, he's asking Sandy to give him candidates, when then he's gonna just go out and like try to interview them.
I'm glad you brought up the Sandy part, because I don't really care about Sandy. Like, maybe Steve's just giving Sandy busy work so he's out of his way and he can interview real candidates and doesn't have to deal with Sandy like annoying him. Like, hey, when are you going to name me? Like, ooh, when are you going to name my son? Like this, that. Like, maybe he's just making, he's just like, it's a smoke screen, whatever you want to call it. He's just having him play with dirt in the corner while the big boys work it with Chris Christie, I guess.
Chris Christie.
So, Chris Christie, like, I know he's a politician, and with politician become their sides and all that stuff, but like, Chris Christie in my mind is just like an internet legend. Like, he's no longer a politician. He's just like someone that everyone likes to like make fun of. He's got a few funny clips at baseball games. I know he's a baseball fan, but
yes, he is. He is a baseball fan, that I know. He's been on he goes on Carton and Roberts every now and then, because he's actually like really good friends with Craig Carton, which I think is hilarious.
Really?
Yes. And like, I've heard, like,
I'm sure the two of them have some fucking stories from back in the day.
Yes, yes. There is an episode of Carton and Roberts where Evan was not in, and Chris Christie filled in for him for the entire 5-hour show.
Interesting.
It was pretty interesting.
At the end of the day, like, I don't really care about whatever. Like, just give Steve Cohen, your executive board, give me a good president. Let's go win the fucking division after we spend 103 days in first place, and then go look who won the division? The Atlanta Braves. Look where they are right now. The fucking World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
literally without their best player.
Dude, I really want
two of their best players.
I really want it to be the Red Sox. Who do you have on this? Who are you rooting for? Sure, Braves.
Yeah,
Braves. Yeah.
I'm going Braves.
Apparently, I saw like a stat, or maybe it was
But in
fake.
all honesty, I won't be mad if the Astros win. Because at this point, honestly, I really don't even care about the Astros anymore. I don't really mind it if they win.
You guys are on
I'm
to
just rooting.
cannibalizing each other.
I'm just rooting for the Braves because honestly, I kind of just would like to see Freddie Freeman win a World Series. I feel like he deserves it.
He can go win it somewhere else. Like I don't know.
You just it's like
Outta
you
here.
kind of like it, but you just don't want him to win it with the
Dude,
Braves.
I'm just hoping that the Tom Brady and the New England Patriots curse on Atlanta is still going to keep going strong. Yeah, I don't really care about the Astros either. It is kind of fucking crazy that McCullers just isn't pitching. He just pitched. Oh, and we have to talk about Charlie Morton breaking his leg. That
Yeah, how about that?
that was
Broke his leg.
insane. And then threw 10 pitches after and struck it out to
Yeah,
to end the
yeah,
inning.
struck out Altuve and the inning, and with a broken leg.
Baseball players are psychopaths, tough as nails, toughest sport in the world. Baseball players.
You got a
Uh,
guy that could pitch on a broken leg, or you got guys that missed a month because they broke their nail.
no in between.
No,
Literally, that's it.
literally no in between.
Meanwhile, hockey players, they're like
Hockey
they,
players,
they can't see, and you would never know. They have an upper
you got
listed as an upper body injury.
you got guys getting their jaws wired shut, and they're out there the next game.
All right. Anything else baseball? I mean, Braves are up 1-0. They fucking isn't it crazy that he was the first guy in like 100 years or 75 years or maybe ever in World Series history to start the World Series with the first at bat.
Yes, I saw that. It was the first ever,
Yeah.
first ever to lead off the World Series with a home run. That I was actually surprised about. I was surprised that nobody in Game One's ever hit a leadoff home run. Like,
Yeah,
really?
like no one's no pitchers just coasted like 100-mile-per-hour fastball down the middle, like trying to like
Yeah.
nerves get it over, boom, see ya. It's shocking. Anything else baseball?
Oh, no, honestly, I mean that's really it. I mean, as of right now, I don't know. The Mets, I honestly hope that they find somebody soon. I just don't know. I don't know who. Like, I wish I could give out names, but I'm all out of names, man. Like, I don't know who else they're interviewing.
Me too. I'm out of names. Guess it doesn't really matter. I never heard of Chaim Bloom before either.
Oh, did you hear though that your former boy Louis Rojas is interviewing for the Padres job?
Well, Andy Martino's wet dream of that would have been the best part is like when
I would have loved it.
when
I would've
Martino
loved that if that
inevitably gets
actually came
fired
true.
by SMY, he gets hired by Louis Rojas and Aaron Boone, whatever network out in there, and just be like his little ball suckers, the Mets rejects. And like the thing is with Louis, like he's a good guy. All the players seem to love him. You know, it was just an unacceptable season. Something had to happen. He was probably like the last.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the last link to the old regime. Tim Sandy.
He's a player's manager. That's just what it is. Like, he's not gonna get on them. He's more of the you'll get him next time type of guy rather
Just
than
imagine that.
you better get it right like now.
Imagine those hotheads. Like we see Machado isn't always the most level-headed guy in the dugout. I could just imagine that team just cannibalizing each other while Louis Rojas just
That's exactly what's
going
gonna happen. I'm sorry, but that team needs like a Joe Girardi type.
They should have hired Tony La Russa.
Yes, or Tony. They need an old school type of manager. They need like a Buck Showalter type of guy. Like, they need somebody to keep them in line. Like,
last thing on baseball,
whatever they want.
If Dusty Baker and the Astros lose the World Series, does he get his job back? Because he's gone to the World Series and left the team like the next 4 years. His last four teams or something like that. I don't know. Something to keep in mind. If he wins the World Series, I think he's safe.
I think if he wins, he might retire.
Really? I think that's more likely he wins and retires.
I think if he wins, he retires. I mean, he's old, man.
I feel bad for him, man. Like, he's sitting in the World Series with his mask on. He's still got like gloves on. Like,
bro.
You think it's like they'd be playing like New York or something. I'm like, dude, you're in freaking Atlanta and Houston. Like, aren't you in a dome? It's not that cold.
He's still freezing.
Yeah, dude, that's just old. That's just old people. They're always cold.
Yeah, he's just cold, man. He needs to he'll retire soon though, but he's doing a good job. Anyway,
right.
but that's it for the baseball stuff.
Quick NBA thing. Are the Knicks back? Question mark. No one really knows. We're not even really talking about that. The one thing about NBA I do want to talk about. Quick shout out to Garrett. He had a pretty good blog. The NBA had their top 75 list come out, and nobody actually cares except the players on the list, apparently. Um,
Yes, they do. Apparently, they're
Garrett
the
had
only ones that care.
Garrett had a great blog about it. But a few things that like kind of happened after. Kyrie was first on the list and then taken off the list. Take that for whatever you want to take it as. I'm not saying anything. And then just so happens to be the next night or 2 nights later, Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard get into a full-blown shoving match on your Lakers bench while LeBron just sits idly by. Fun stat, just a quick little note about that. Anthony Davis in NBA top 75 list, Dwight Howard not in the top 75 list. Now, there's a few reasons why I think this could happen. But people all the NBA fans now forget Dwight Howard was fucking like the star. Like he was awesome when he
No,
put that
believe me,
Superman cape on.
I was
Like,
fully advocating for Dwight to get into the top 75 list. He 100% deserves it.
yeah,
100%. There's like
and I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying that AD doesn't
the guy's
deserve it.
resume, the guy's resume speaks for itself. Yeah, I mean, AD maybe there's like that's the thing though. I just it's not AD versus Dwight. It's really Dwight versus like a lot of other questionable names on that list.
They should have just redone the list. Like what they should do.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of guys on that list that have either not won a finals or not have had that much like individual success
or not
as far as
played in
accolades
or not played in a league where like there's grown men and like I mean I haven't looked at the list and I don't know. I would say 50% of the people, but I would say like how many people played before segregation?
A lot of the older guys, a lot of like the really older guys, like I'm sorry, but they need to get the hell off that list.
All right, like, so there was a good idea floating around somewhere. They should just, what year we're in 2021. Give me like 2025. Just do a top 25 list of players in the 2000s and just leave that.
There you go.
Leave a list alone. Do the modern players. Let them all beef each other out. You want to beef it up past 30. I don't know, 30 and 30 in the decade, something like that. But then you can do that. But like you can't put like fucking athletic freaks in nature like Dwight Howard or next to guys like I don't know who were putting up 15 points a game when they were player coaching themselves.
Yep, 100%. Different. I mean, Dwight Howard is a 3-time. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row. Brought a Magic team to the finals while beating LeBron Cavs and the Big Four Celtics to get to that finals. Mind you, his next best 2 players were Jameer Nelson and Hedo Turkoglu. Like not saying
Turkoglu is a legend.
Not saying Jameer Nelson and Hedo Turkoglu weren't good, but I mean, they weren't all-time greats either. And Dwight Howard,
it was LeBron on the Cavs his first year type energy.
Yeah, it really was. And, I'm sorry, but Dwight 100% should have been on that list.
I honestly like in the same. I think Dwight kind of got snubbed the same way and Kyrie got like snubbed later. Was like their politics and their off the field shit. Like,
you know damn well that Kyrie's whole vaccine thing had played 100% big part into it.
And they made him a graphic. And Dwight's had like this back and forth. Like there was rumors that not that it's right or wrong that he was gay, that he that he was that he's into trans. Like that's what I'm saying. And he's bounced around a lot, which makes me like there's obviously some like chemistry issues because if he would obviously he's not the player he once was, but like right after that Magic run ended, like he could have performed.
He was a very toxic player after after the Magic run,
and that ultimately and so whatever it is, I think the off the court stuff screwed Kyrie and Dwight. It was just a funny visual, just like Dwight fighting AD, fighting and LeBron.
Absolutely, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, but yeah, I mean they got over it before the next before halftime, I think came out or after halftime. But I mean, listen, those things happen on the sidelines all the time.
Oh yeah, all the time. And
I
I saw fucking Jameis was getting a screaming match with someone on the sideline, and Sean Payton just turned his head around and started laughing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, that was Jameis and Traquan Smith.
Yeah,
Traquan Smith was playing like a moron that game. I don't even blame Jameis.
yeah. So again, I probably won't talk about the NBA on here for another few months unless something crazy happens. But
I will say the Knicks are back though. I will state that.
there was this one.
Bing,
There's
bing, bong.
the one viral video going crazy is it was something. I guess like I'm young, so I never saw like Knicks basketball at its greatness, but like people.
You talk about outside, yeah, the one outside the garden with where the
Well,
bing
everyone's
bong and
still
all that
yeah.
shit.
Oh my god, that video was incredible.
That video is awesome.
But supposedly, like Knicks, like when the Knicks are good, New York is like a different place. Like Knicks fans are like the best fans and like whatever. So I've never seen the Knicks good in my life. I'm not gonna hop on the bandwagon now, but it is cool. Like that, I haven't seen New York fans that excited in a while. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean the Knicks during like an expectation type year are
Dude, it's scary.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and it's
could
very
be scary too.
It's very scary, but it's a lot of fun.
I got one friend who's like a real diehard Knicks fan, and he's like living and dying by every game already. I was like, dude, like it's a long season.
He's got to relax. 82 games, bro.
I was like, I was like, trust me, I just did this with the Mets. Like I was all in May. Like I was counting my chickens in August. Like shit happens, especially when people get injured and whatever. So that's basketball. You want to read more about the top 75? Check out Garrett's blog. Shout out Garrett. All right, NFL. What you guys are all here for? Honestly, super shitty week. Boring as hell. All the double-digit spreads we should have known. It was.
I got all those right. Actually,
you got
everyone.
You had a great week.
Well, yeah, I had a great.
I'm not talking about gambling. I'm saying like football wise, it was just a bad week. Bad week of football. We got we had some great first shitty primetime games, like the whole nine. It was just like it was a bad week.
What was the Sunday night game?
It was 49ers Colts in the disgusting pouring rain, and then the Seahawks Saints game was in the rain too, right?
And that was in the rain as well.
Yeah,
so they were both bad offensive games.
Yeah,
that wasn't too great. I mean, I was at the Giants game, so
and the primetime game was boring too. Like, and the Thursday night game was boring too. The Broncos.
Oh God, that was a snooze fest.
Exactly.
And that was only because the Browns were injury riddled up the ass. Because otherwise, I love watching the Browns, but I did not like watching that team. Case Keenum actually winning the damn game. That's how much the Broncos suck.
All right. Before we get into the picks, a few like big takeaways from last week. The Bengals. This is gonna be one of my first blogs back, but like I want to know how the symbol market predicted that the Bengals were gonna be so damn good, because they were like the most expensive team for a while for no reason. They're not anymore, but I mean these Bengals are good. Joe Burrow. I was really wrong on the Jamar Chase pick. I thought there was no reason to draft wide receiver when your biggest issue.
I literally think that don't worry, because I think everybody said that. Mm-hmm. Legit, everyone said that, and I ain't talking about like I mean like everyone at Vendetta. Like we all were in agreement that they should have took Penei Sewell. We were all wrong. All 100% wrong.
Joe Burrow's tough as balls. They all-time smackdown on the Ravens. Of course, it had to be the Ravens after we just went on that long rant last week about how, you have a fucking Ravens Trey bias, because we were like, we've been told they suck, and then then we're like, they're good, and then guess what? They might fucking suck. And guess what? They probably don't suck. The Bengals might just be good.
Yeah, they don't suck. I think the Bengals are just really good. I think the Bengals are freaking awesome.
Really good.
Like, man, I got that. The Bengals, the biggest surprise, the Bengals defense, man. No one's even talking about it because of how damn good Jamar Chase has been and the offense has been. But man, their defense is freaking amazing. And I did not think that their defense was going to be that good. Like, their defense is really good. They are shutting teams down. I mean, the Ravens are a really good offense. They struggled to put up 17 points.
It was a wire-to-wire beating.
And the thing is,
that was the impressive part.
That is how you win on the road in your division, because defense travels and then big explosive plays. Man, I love Jamar Chase. I have him in our fantasy league that me and you co-own, and I got him in another fantasy league. I am all about Jamar Chase this year. That kid is freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be one of the, as far as fantasy goes wise, like one of those steals of the one of those late round steals. But before we get to the Jets and Giants games, one other national game I want to talk about, fucking Chiefs Titans.
Bro,
I on my note sheet every week I put Chiefs bad question mark, Chiefs bad question mark.
I think I don't think you need the question mark anymore.
But the Titans are bad too.
The
Titans are
Titans just
bad
beat the
too.
Bills and the Chiefs. I don't think we can say the Titans are bad anymore.
I don't know. I'm up buyers on them. I had just an idea a few seconds ago. Next week we're going to debut our NFL power rankings. You and I,
Okay.
we're gonna do it because we'll be
Fair
halfway through the season. We'll do
Fair
that.
enough. Let's
and,
do.
and
I'm down for that.
so
100%. Let's do it.
we'll get that going. And honestly, if we have it early enough, maybe we'll even get it to like a graphics person so we can have it ready for the show and like as an insert. Hunter, remind me of that next week. That was such an asshole thing for me to say. Like, Hunter, remind me. Like, Hunter's not my fucking assistant. He's just the person who listens to this after and tells me if I was good or bad. Shout out Hunter. Shout out Tristan, of course. So yeah, dude, the Chiefs just made me so mad. First of all, I took Mahomes in fantasy probably a little bit earlier than I should have in my own league, and when he's put up back-to-back stinkers, it's fucking disappointing as shit. Well, not last week, but the week before. But they just didn't score points. They lost both my teasers because of it.
They didn't score a single touch. They didn't score not one touchdown.
Disgusting. Mahomes got
That's
absolutely cracked that last play he was in. That was kind of scary, you know. No flag on that play, I don't think. It's maybe there was. We'll get to the flags. You know what? Fuck it. I can't wait any longer. The NFL has been such fucking pussies this year where they're roughing the passer calls. Kyler Murray gets a flag every other fucking time he gets hit. Sometimes it's legal and he flies back.
Talking about the hit in the Texans game where the guy sacked him with his like bicep.
Yeah.
He just kind of like punched him with his bicep and they called a flag.
They're calling everything. Meanwhile, my boy Zach Wilson is getting hit below the knees multiple times. Not a single flag, dude. Like, what the what are we supposed to do? How are we gonna protect our quarterbacks? Like, just because he's a star, just because he's not a star, that doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a flag. Like, dude, they're trying to tear his ACL. Like, genuinely, like, Belichick hates the Jets. It's no secret. Like, genuinely hates the Jets. He likes to run up the score on them. They put up a 50 piece on the Jets. When was the last time you saw an NFL team put up a 50 piece in a blowout?
Yeah, not in a while.
Don't happen. And they're just going after Mike White. I mean, they're going after Zach Wilson. Kind of fucking pissed me off. Zach Wilson stayed in the game in one play longer than he should. But I mean, everyone knows the play he got hurt on. It was brutal. It was atrocious. Just disgusting that we can't get a flag. I'm not calling it a pussy league. We're protecting the quarterbacks a lot. I get, and I was listening to part of my take the other day, and they had a really good point about it. Is that like they're protecting the quarterbacks because the quarterbacks are the face of the league. And like, imagine if you had Tom Brady go, like when he's done playing football and he's like going on these speaking tours and he's sitting on a booth and he can't speak and he's got like cognitive disorders because of football. Yeah. Like, that's why they're protecting the people, and it makes sense. But just because they didn't get in the head get hit in the head doesn't mean you're not trying to ruin someone's career. Like that, those injuries down below the knees will end someone's career. And that's why we had the penalties, and they did it two times back to back, no flags on any of them. So then the Jets decided to trade for Joe Flacco. Like, it's 2 to 4 weeks. Why can't we just lose for 2 to 4 weeks with Mike White? Nope, let's go trade for Joe Flacco. Like, why are we giving up any picks, Joe Douglas? No picks. Like, no, I don't give a fuck if it's a 6th-round pick. We're not going to win games with Joe Flacco. We got the Bengals this week. I don't know who we have after. It doesn't matter. We're not going to probably win. And Joe Flacco doesn't make anything that much easier. I know he's been around and but it's a new coaching staff. It's a whole new
But just why? It's freaking Joe Flacco. Like, just why?
It's just it's unfortunate. I'm literally you can't make this shit up sometimes. Just between
It's actually crazy.
between not getting the flag and then having the next Monday trade be for Joe Flacco is just
Yep.
like, and Schefter's tweet was a quarterback trade. It was a quote tweet. And I was like, oh my God, Deshaun Watson got traded. Like, nope, just my team fucking trading for the elite Joe Flacco.
Oh man.
Well, what else is new? Can't wait to see him. Probably an awesome guy, but I just don't care why I don't know why we gave up any draft picks for him.
I don't
That
get
should have been
either.
like a baseball trade, like cash considerations. That's what we should give him for Joe
Yes,
Flacco, if anything.
yes.
I don't know if they do that in the NFL.
A Doritos bag and then a large Pepsi.
Fucking yeah, and I'll buy you a drink at the next owners meeting.
Yeah.
All right, Danny Dimes. Last note on last week before we get into this week. Danny Dimes looked good. The Giants. I was really wrong. I lost my pick on the Panthers. Sam Darnold looks really bad.
Sammy D was seeing ghosts out
the
there.
last 4 or 5 years I spent on my life trying to say Sam Darnold was better than Daniel Jones. Might have been wrong. I guess the only problem is it doesn't really affect me that much in my day-to-day life anymore. But yeah, I mean, Giants are frisky.
We just beat a worse team than us. That's
Yeah.
all it really was. I'm not gonna take like. Did they give me a little bit more hope that maybe the season won't be like as lost, where we might actually play a meaningful game in December? Maybe, but did they, make me think that they're gonna go to the playoffs? No, we just beat a bad team, like the Panthers. Sorry for scratching my nose, guys, here, but I'm sick, so deal with it.
Sick boy.
Yeah. Anyway, the Panthers are just a bad team right now. Like, I was completely fooled because I thought the Panthers were really good when they started out 3-0, and I thought Sam Darnold played like really well in those first 3 games, and I don't know what happened. He just like fell completely off the rails. I mean,
played bad teams. That's just what it was. It was the Jets. They played a close game with the Cowboys, right? It was close. Oh no, that was a fake close game.
It was a fake close game because like it kind of was close.
Oh, then they
like
beat the Saints,
quarter.
right? They beat the Saints.
They did beat the Saints.
Yeah, and then maybe the Falcons from week 3 or something like that. Whoever.
Maybe.
Whatever.
But
they're
I
just,
mean, you put up 3 points on the Giants. I mean, the Giants have been giving up.
Now the Panthers are in the
everybody.
Deshaun Watson race, apparently.
Yes, now they are.
Florio said 25% that he's 75% Dolphins, 25% Panthers. Interesting.
Well, let me tell you, being like when I was being at the game, I was not expecting the Giants to win. Now, let me tell you, that first half went by so quick because it was so boring. And it was 5-3 at halftime, Krieg. 5-3. I was telling my boys sitting next to me, I'm like, yo, so when do you think they're gonna take out the starting pitchers? What do you think the bullpen's coming in? It was just a baseball game. James Bradbury caught a pick, and I go, "Hey, Bradbury just hit a 3-run home run. Giants take a 5-3 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning." Oh my God, it was so boring. Then like the Giants finally scored, and I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Although I didn't mind all the field goals that in the second half by Graham Gano because I have Graham Gano on my fantasy team, so like I was cool with it. And the only reason I took the Giants was because I was going to the game. Because I was like, I don't want to seem like the dick that's going to wear a Giants jersey and then start rooting against them, like for betting purposes. I said, I'm just going to bet on them. And
you had a great week.
Off.
Yeah, you had a great week.
It made me have a great week. It literally made me have a great week.
Hell of a transition font. Hell of a fucking transition.
Really was.
All right, we'll do records.
Phenomenal week.
Clubhouse leader for this week. Not clubhouse leader. You won this week. You went 10-3. Chick went 9-4, so you only gained a game on him.
That's what I said in the Slack. I was like, dude, I literally had an amazing week, and I ended 1 game on you. Like, come on, bro, lose some games.
I went 8-5, and it didn't even matter. I think this might have been my first. I have to like go back and look. This might have been my first winning week since we started doing this show. 6-10 week 1. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm not going through this right now. Not that interesting. So that puts you You're at 60, 59, and 1. So you're above 500.
Hold on.
That's
Wait a minute.
big.
Tell me these right now because so I just know them. 60,
You're
60.
you're 60, 59, and 1. Chick is
Okay.
67, 52, and 1. And I
Damn.
am 54, 65, and 1. I'm pretty sure that math adds up. If it doesn't, just let me know.
I think it does. Yeah, I think you're good.
Um, all right. So I had a decent week in the pick 'em, bad week in the show picks. I went 1 and 2. I'm a fucking idiot though, and I took the Dolphins in our pick 'em and then the Falcons and the show pick. So I'll just take it as I put it. So I'll take the L on the show and the W on the pick 'em. Um, that was a bad beat though in the Falcons game. Not really because they shouldn't have won, but like just like a field goal to when you're 2.5 is just to win by 2 is just unfortunate. So
Real
just
tough.
just a shitty situation. I'm sure there was a missed extra point or somewhere along the way that fucked that whole game up from the start. Um, I lost both my teasers strictly because the Chiefs forgot how to score points. Um, was it one teaser? It was just one.
Yeah, I think you only did one teaser.
Yeah, it was one. I lost it. So I'm 4-4 on teasers. I'm
It's all
plus
right. You know
eight.
what? You know what this means? This means
Plus
that you're
eight.
just you're just due for one now
Dude, I'm plus eight and a
because you
half
lost
units. I got
because you
2
lost
back
the
on the
last
board
two.
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Before we do picks and everything going forward, any games you want to talk about this week? I got one in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I have one.
I have 2 in mind actually. Go. Or 3.
I mean,
Go.
okay. Wow, you got a lot. All right. I definitely got 100% got one. Monday night, Giants Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Yep.
Oh man. I don't know if this is gonna be me being a
The
homer or what it
Giants
is.
are what? How many point dogs are there right now? Let me
Nine.
find 9 point dogs.
Nine or 9.5. Depends on where you find it. I
It's a
think.
big number for a team that don't cover the spread, Anthony.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a big number.
telling everyone right now, you are 100% taking the Giants
See nine
as
and
the
a half right
underdog.
now.
You're
Yeah.
100%. But you're taking the points. Now, if you really want to get froggy, and I'm saying if you really want to get froggy,
Just a little sprinkle.
I'm just
A little
throwing this out
sprinkle.
there. Giants money line
Plus 315.
plus 315. Guess who I heard was on the field practicing this week, Creek? I'm Kenny Galladay, Saquon Barkley, Kadarius Toney.
All 3.
And Sterling Shepard, actually, all 4.
Evan Ingram not at practice today. That's another win.
It's a big win. Big win if he's not there.
Apparently a lot of teams are interested in trading for him. I can't figure out why anyone
I would
wants him.
trade. I would if someone gives us a second round pick for him. I would make that trade so fast.
I don't think he'll get a second rounder.
Do you think we'd be lucky with a third?
I think you'd be lucky if you got a 4th.
I don't know about a 4th, maybe a 3rd. I think you could probably squeeze a 3rd out of him.
Oh no, bro. That guy can't catch a fucking pass to save his life.
Oh no, he can catch the pass. Well, it's weird because either he wants to catch the passes or he doesn't want to hold on to them, or he just can't catch it all. So I don't know. He just decides what he wants to do that day. But
Fourth round, I see.
yeah, but Jabril Peppers tearing his ACL, that definitely hurts. That is very brutal. That definitely hurts because now one of the Giants' like biggest pass rushers, believe it or not, is Jabril Peppers. Now he's not there, so I don't know if the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs' offensive line is pretty bad still for some reason. I thought it was better, but I guess not.
They just never got better.
Do you rely on Leonard Williams and Azeez Ojulari to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes consistently enough to make him like as bad of a quarterback as he was last week? I don't know. The only thing I'm hanging my hat on here is I'm hanging my hat on the Giants offense actually putting up a good week. And the defense is going to have to just make a stand at some point in the game to get the win.
I think that's more likely.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. It's going to be a high scoring game, especially if all four guys are back. Definitely
high total too. It's 52 right now.
52. Yeah, it's gonna that the final score is probably going to be like 32-30 or 32-28, something like that.
Listen, if the Giants have a chance to win, it's going to be because they are they're dominating the line of scrimmage
And they're scoring points.
and they're scoring a lot of points. Because if it's a two-score game, they can do that quickly. I know they haven't done that yet, but the Chiefs are extremely capable of scoring quick if they need to.
Yeah.
I think I'm going based off my, the last 3 years of watching the NFL football and watching Patrick Mahomes. I think they're capable of scoring 2 touchdowns within 5 minutes. That's if they get a stop in between. But yeah, so if the Giants are going to have a chance to win, it's going to be an overfest for sure. To be honest, I don't think the Giants win. I do think they cover. This is a great
I think they definitely cover.
It's a great you want to.
It's like they
don't want to honey hole it, but you want to tease this.
They may win, but you don't know
both sides of this. You think so?
I think they have a real shot. I'll tell you that. I think they have a real chance.
Listen,
I'm a lot more confident in them winning now than I was when I looked at the schedule when the season started. I'll tell you that.
Fair enough. I left them out of the teasers this week, both sides, just because it is possible. But
I tell you what I am going to do. I'm definitely going to take Giants money line and the over in a parlay.
That'll be a nice payout.
And that would definitely be pretty good because you already got the plus.
Yeah, it's plus 315. You're probably talking like plus 5 something for one game. All right. I don't love the board like straight up against the spreads. There's not really nothing that stood out to me kind of crazy. I do like my 2 teasers that I got this week, and for the first time ever, my little Empire's Finest little 3-team money line underdog parlay. I
love this when you told me this. I love this.
I did consider putting the Giants in this. I didn't tell you that, but they're just it'd be a very juicy odds booster, but and it'd be great. You can get hedge out, obviously, but because it's the Monday night game. But at the end of the day, I left it as is. All right, I'll do my picks first. Probably for the first time I can remember, I'm gonna be comfortable laying something close to 2 touchdowns. Bills minus 13.5. The Dolphins are in full-blown fucking disaster spiral mode. Tua looks like a shell of a human being at practice. Like last week, he was off the roster. He's off their depth chart and then he started the game. He kind of played well when he needed to, have a chance to win.
He actually didn't have a bad game.
Right.
He really didn't.
They gave him a chance, but the Bills play last week.
The Bills now that was a bye.
So
they're coming off a bye now,
and their last game that they played was a loss to the Titans. They're ready to play football again.
100%. They're coming out flying.
Exactly. So I'm comfortable laying close to 2 touchdowns there. So I'll lay the Bills 13.5. Chargers minus 6. I think they were also on a bye last week. Is that right?
I think they. Yeah, they were.
And they are coming off a bad loss to the Ravens. Same idea. I'll take them inside of a 6. Who are they playing? Chargers are playing the Pats. Oh, it's down to 5. All right. Chargers minus 5. I don't like that it's going down. I'm not thrilled by I'm not impressed by the Patriots. Putting up a shit kicking on the Jets with Mike White and when you're taking out my quarterback's legs, I'm not really.
56% of the big money's on the Chargers.
Public or sharp?
Public big money.
All right, that's
sharp money's going on the Patriots.
All right, I'm okay with being with only 56% right now. Obviously it's Wednesday, lines will change. And then Sunday night, Cowboys -1 at Minneapolis against the Vikings.
They're only a -1. You know why? I think that's because they don't know if Dak's going to play. That's got to be the reason.
Is Dak questionable?
I think he is because there's no reason there's no other reason that they should be.
The Vikings play everyone close, so I don't know. All right, if Dak, I didn't know about the Dak thing, so if Dak is out, I have the right
I
to.
will. I'm gonna
The
check.
right
I'm
to,
gonna check up on that for
I
you
have the
right
right to
now.
change my
But
pick, but as it
you
stands,
do.
Cowboys -1. So those are my three. All right. Now, while he's looking for that, I'll give you my teaser since neither of them involve that game. First one +250. This one involves a Thursday night game. So if you're listening, as soon as this comes out Thursday, bonus time for you. Packers +12. They are playing the Cardinals. I just don't see how Aaron Rodgers is an underdog. I love. Um, the Cardinals are undefeated. No JJ Watt. Packers have a few missing weapons, but I'm confident in Aaron Rodgers still. So inside of 12, I'm cool with. Over 33.5 in the Bears versus San Francisco. I don't know, 33.5. I just seem like I'm looking for legs in the teaser. I'm comfortable laying that. And then I don't even really know why I picked that, to be honest, but it's locked in already. Chargers +0.5 and the Bucks -1. That's the first one. That's +250. So $10 wins $25, etc., etc. What do you think about that? What do you think about the Bears San Francisco over? I don't know about that. Now I'm reading it again.
Yeah, you said 33.5.
Yeah, I mean it's teased down. It's. I think that
That's like it's got to go over, right?
and I
Like it
think the
just
Bears.
has to.
I think the Bears can win, so like it can happen. If
Are they playing? They're playing in San Francisco.
no in Chicago,
Hmm.
no Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy will not be
Uh,
there.
he won't be there. So the Bears will probably put
Gonna
up like
win.
the Bears will probably put up like 30 points. To be honest
Yeah.
with you.
So all right,
Um.
that's the first one.
Oh yeah, take it. Honestly, the Niners have a pretty decent offense. They'll score points.
All right, I just need points. I'm not taking a side on it. All right,
Yeah,
so that's the
yeah.
first one. The second
They'll
one
score
that
points.
doesn't have Thursday night football in it. So if you're listening anytime after Thursday, Bills -7.5. I'm comfortable laying them up to 2 touchdowns, like I said before. So I'll take that. Lions +9.5. I love this. I love the Lions
Oh,
here.
out!
Over
You got an outright winner right there.
over 37 in Jets Bengals. I'm
I would
points.
the Bengals might put up 40 by themselves.
100%. And I'm not going to get any help from the Jets here. I know that. I'm not too worried about that right now. Chargers +0.5 and Bucks +1. I just those are just two legs I like to add on to it. I have them in both of them, so we'll see how that goes. And then this is the little bit the money line parlay. 3 teams plays +1,500. Lions money line gets the Eagles. Lines have been almost in every game. You kind of go back and forth on them. The Eagles are in no man's land. I think everyone hates Nick Sirianni for some reason. Give me the Lions. Bears, no Matt Nagy. Everyone hates Matt Nagy. Justin Fields might be
Sucks.
better because Matt Nagy's not there.
I think so, 100%.
Bears, and then Jaguars +3.5. Jaguars not +3.5. Jaguars money line because this to me the Seahawks are just due to lose a game with Geno Smith like this, and this is where it can happen. It's they're got a Monday night game. They're all fired up. Now they're getting the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence.
I don't have they won a game with Geno Smith yet? The Seahawks?
Didn't they win? They won 2 weeks ago. They didn't win last week. They won the week before.
They beat the Steelers.
Oh no, they covered.
They've been covering. I don't think they've been winning.
I thought they won. I thought they beat the Steelers. Whatever.
No, I think the Steelers actually won that game. I think so.
Who knows?
Honestly, it doesn't matter though.
I fucking love those teams.
Geno Smith sucks. I think the Jaguars actually do win that game. I'm taking the Jaguars in that game just to let everyone know, like for the pick'em and for anything else I do, I'm taking the Jaguars in that game. I don't trust the Seahawks team at all.
What do you got for me? You got any picks? You can give me a few picks. Give me 3.
I'll give you 3 right now. I'm trying to suppress a cough attack, so everyone just bear with me for a second.
You can cough it out. Hunter will edit it.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. I don't even want him doing that. Okay, I think we're good. Um, okay, let's see here. Uh, you know what game I really freaking wish was just a normal game? The Packers Cardinals Thursday night. You don't know how bad I wish that this was like just a Sunday game, so there's a
Wow,
chance
it's a
Devontae Adams.
great Thursday game.
It is a
For
great Thursday
Devontae
game,
Adams.
but don't no Devontae Adams and no Lazard. So like, who the hell is Aaron Rodgers throwing to?
No, I think Devontae Adams might be back. Lazard is definitely out. Devontae Adams, if he gets another COVID test before negative
Oh,
COVID test, he can play.
okay. See, all right. You know what? Even though this is going to be throwing a lot of questions, screw it. We got Aaron Rodgers as an underdog going up
Yep.
against an undefeated team. Normally, I'd take the undefeated team if he was going up against anybody else. Aaron Rodgers is still a bad man. Even if hopefully Devontae Adams is back. Even if he's not, I'll still like it. I'm taking the Packers. I'm gonna take the Packers plus 6.5 there. Um, let's see. I'm gonna go with another game here. I'm fully backing the Titans at +1. Why they're still underdogs, I don't know. Fully backing the Titans there. So we'll take that one. Titans +1. And I would say Giants, but I just wanted a whole thing about how I'm taking the Giants money line. So I don't need to tell you guys that. My God, the Rams are really playing another double-digit spread game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. They didn't cover last week. I was all over that one. But I think I'm gonna go with Browns minus 3.5 over the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's Baker's status? You heard?
I believe Baker is going to play. How effective he'll be, couldn't tell you. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Baker. Do I think Baker can win the Browns a Super Bowl? It depends. Depends. Like a lot of things have to go their way.
Yes, he can win the Browns Super Bowl.
But he's one tough son of a bitch. I'll tell you that because I know damn well I wouldn't be playing with a torn labrum and a separated shoulder. But
Can I tell you something quickly?
Well,
The labrum, it ain't that serious. I have a torn labrum.
torn labrum.
I've had a torn labrum since senior year of high school. Can't throw a ball, but yeah, probably labrums you can work with. The separated shoulder is a different issue. And
That's why they say
I'm not a quarterback.
He can play with the torn labrum, but he can't play with the separated shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Case Keenum gives them a better chance to win only because he can actually utilize like Jarvis Landry and OBJ because like Baker just is not good at like throwing downfield. Like they never really have explosive air plays. They do have a lot of explosive plays on the ground. Do we know if Nick Chubb is playing?
I think he's back.
Okay, I was gonna say that's why the Browns are favored. Yeah, honestly, take the Browns.
Hope so. I'm having fantasy. Hope so.
I'm taking the Browns all the way here. The Steelers, there's no reason in hell anybody should trust that they'll keep this a close game because like their offense is just way too bad, and I think this week will be a little different. Browns will be good. And well, to be honest, they kind of easily won the Broncos game. I mean, the Broncos just backdoor covered.
It's just a boring game.
You know what's weird? My favorite dog league, the Broncos were +3.5. And that's how I covered because I took the Broncos at +3.5.
We had them at 1.5.
We had them at 1.5. I know that was just my favorite dog. Just had them at 3.5 for some weird reason, but I don't know why. But it turned out good for us. But yeah, so that's what that's what we're taking.
All right. A little bit longer show, but we'll be back in studio next week, hopefully. Make sure everything's all on the up and up. Be on the lookout for our power rankings. I'm excited about that. We're gonna do all 32. We're gonna list every single.
That's great idea. I love it. We're definitely doing that.
And go from there. If you're taking my picks, let me know. Let me know on Twitter at AdamCareer1997. Taking fonts, let him know at @_font1. You follow the show on the social medias, which are going to be down below. It's Empire's Finest with the one. The one is in the on Twitter. The one is in the Empire on Instagram. The one is in the finest. Both replace the eyes. I'm working on getting a better handle so we don't have to deal with the numbers and shit. Again, hopefully everyone's kind of back on track soon. We'll have a full week back at Vendetta. Trail will be back in Vegas. Cheese will be back. Listen, I would say make sure if you care about the site, listen to Vendetta. Listen to the first Cheese since he gets back from Vegas. So I'm sure it's gonna be some fireworks. I'm sure he's got some stuff to say.
Monday. Yeah. Well, he records them on Monday. When do they normally come out Tuesday or
It'll
Wednesday?
be out Tuesday or Wednesday. One of those
About
days.
Tuesday or Wednesday. That'll be a very explosive day.
So if you want a live reaction, you have to listen to Empire's Finest next week. But that's all for now. We'll see you guys next week, same time. Thanks for listening. Like the video on YouTube. Subscribe, but like the video, comment, let us know you watched. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's how we do.